Welcome back to another episode of the Supercar Killer M3 presented by Turn 14 Distribution. I know last episode we said we were going to get it started or die trying, and I'm still here, but that means today we really are going to get this thing started. We've got a laptop and everything. May not be the most powerful or impressive laptop in the world, but it does run our Link software. We've plugged it in and everything appears to be working. So that's about as far as Pete and I are able to go with this because we are not experts at this stuff. So we are about to jump on the phone with Mark Panic from PanicWire, as well as Jason from Link. So they are going to beat up on us a little bit here and make sure everything is talking properly with the software and guide us through that whole process of really and truly firing this thing up. So we're not gonna make you wait till the end of the episode, everybody. We're gonna get this started as fast as we can. As you can see, our computer has been invaded by a ghost or by Jason at Link, who's in Oregon. And this is pretty amazing to see another human in here moving the mouse around. He's running a bunch of checks basically to see how the connectivity of our whole system is working. And you can see he's making changes to things. There's numbers moving. All of it is so far above my pay grade. I don't understand what I'm looking at, but rest assured we're in good hands because Jason isn't just a Link marketing guy. He is actually a very skilled tuner. He's tuned some of the most powerful drift cars on the West Coast. So he knows exactly what he's doing and he will get us sorted out here shortly. So stay tuned. We've been communicating with Jason and Mark Panic on this and we seem to have a couple of problems. One is the starter isn't responding in any way, and we went underneath there and did some probing and testing and wiring and so on, and it seems like we do have power to the starter, but then when we try to, say, jump it, it's not doing anything. So we're suspicious that maybe we have a physically dead or a faulty starter. So we're going to pull that out and bench test it and see if that's the problem or not, because the wiring all seems to check out. The other issue we're having is with our vintage laptop here. You can see this is an Aspire 1 with Windows 7 on it and the Intel Atom chipset. So we know it's not the most powerful thing in the world. And Jason from Link was having some weird issues. Like you can see on the screen here, we've got these white boxes and that should have stuff in it and they're blank. And then there's some other weird issues he was having. So we tried reinstalling the software and that didn't fix the problem. He's been like using TeamViewer to look around at the laptop itself and he thinks there's some underlying problem with maybe the video card that's causing these issues. So we're going to switch to another laptop and hopefully fix that problem. We're going to bench test the starter and hopefully get that sorted out. So progress is being made, but man.
Backwards, I think.
Oof, it's a painful process here, everybody. Quick update here. First, let's start with the starter. We pulled it out and bench tested it and it was in fact working. So the starter itself is fine. And then Pete started to do a little more head scratching and realized we didn't actually ground the motor. There's a ground on the harness, which PanicWire included, which is grounded to the chassis, but we didn't have any grounds on the engine to the chassis. So we've now added 2 in, so that should fix that problem. However, Pete did try to start it again and still nothing's happening. So we think that goes back to this immobilizer issue that we're dealing with. So that may be something we still have to work on with PanicWire. And on the ECU issue, I went ahead and installed an emulator, VMware Fusion on here with Windows 7. And you can see we've already connected to the ECU here. So hopefully we don't have that weird, ghosting or interface problem that we were having with that old little useless PC. So if this fails on us, Pete, I think we're just gonna go buy a PC laptop at this point.
I think so.
We need it for our data acquisition systems and stuff anyway, so it wouldn't be a bad investment. But let's hope the emulator works. So let's give Jason at Link a call and try this all over again. Well, it looks like we got the grounding issue sorted here. So we think we may have a functional starter. What do you say I jump in there, PT, and give it a
Just give it a crank? Yeah.
See what happens?
Go through the door.
Oh, right through the door? Dukes of Hazzard style?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Whoa, yes.
We got.
Give me another crank, just
right.
for the fun of it. Oh, yes.
We got crankage, everybody.
All right.
Crankage. I don't want this card. I guess, should I leave the key on the opposition?
Yeah, we've got our we've got our Link software loaded up here, so I think we're gonna give Jason a call now and
get things dialed in
forge ahead here. Yeah.
Maybe actually make some vroom vroom noises. Woo!
The battery. I'm not getting anything from this thing. I feel like the battery in this car is on the outs. We are trucking along here, still no start. It's probably been what, DP, like 45 minutes ish that we've been working on some stuff. There was an oil leak on the oil filter housing, so the sandwich plate had a leak. I just fixed that. There was a power steering leak, another loose fitting I forgot to tighten. And as you can see, we did a bunch of testing for timing, and we're kind of getting a weird dropout right now. It's really awesome to see Jason over at Link and Mark kind of like work with this G4 software. It's super cool because there's so much information, so you can diagnose problems very easily. And right now we're just having a weird, we don't know whether it's an old battery issue or a grounding issue. And I thought I added 2 grounds. That might have been enough, but maybe not. So as you can see, we've got our jumper cables here running from the ground there. Turns out our biggest problem was right here. And when your battery says Econo Power on it, you should know, I should have known better, it's junk. And that's what we had, was a faulty battery. We were getting, I think, 12.2 volts, but it looks like there's a cell wrong, which is causing like multiple issues. So we do have a battery sorted. Jason has tweaked this map just enough to get this thing started. So fingers crossed. Are we gonna do this, DP?
Do it, man. Let's do it.
Oh man.
Can't wait.
All right. I hope I don't have to give it any throttle, but let's.
Oh, it died on us. It's ready.
Oh yes,
it's ready.
It's ready. All right. Let's give her some throttle. Oh, wow. DP.
This is exciting.
Can I just say, it sounds really good?
It does. 2J sounds
the 5 seconds we just heard it there.
Yeah.
All right, you ready?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, she's backfired, but she's running a bit.
A little rich. Oh no, it's
There
smooth.
she goes. She's
Smooth out of there.
Oh man.
Listen to that.
Woo! Dude!
That's good. Woo!
Got ourselves a running 2J M3!
Looking good. Give it a blip.
Nope.
Oh no.
Doesn't love it.
I'm dying of fumes
Yeah,
back
we're gonna smoke ourselves out here, but holy smokes, we got ourselves a running automobile! Yes!
Finally, man.
Yes!
What a battle.
Big thank you to Jason over at Link. He spent a ton of time with us, and same with Mark Panic over at Panic Wire. You know, like when these things happen, troubleshooting is difficult, especially for us, because we're so foreign with a lot of these systems and whatnot, and they were a huge help trying to figure this stuff out. But it ended up being a battery, which is a good thing, which is simple. So I think I would love to keep running this thing, but it's starting to really stink in here. I'm trying to stay alive. We now officially have a running and starting 2J. So it is time for us to move on and get a bunch of other things done to get this thing ready for the dyno. And that means getting the whole front end on. I do want to thank a couple of you who pointed out that when I hooked up the brake booster line into this port right here, this, all it is just a junction that runs out to this port. So it doesn't actually go into the manifold. So I had to loop it back around here and in so we would have vacuum there. So thank you so much for pointing that out. That would have been a problem if we didn't have brakes. But nevertheless, it is time for us to get started. And I'm super excited to show you the front end here because we do have a lip coming. What a transformation. Man, Luke killed it. Luke from 242 Customs painted the front bumper, and it looks so much better now. There was a lot of work that went into, as you guys just saw, putting all this stuff together. If you'll notice, I did get rid of the, there was some headlight washers here. They are now gone. Thank you to Bud's BMW. We sourced that from them. We sourced some new trim around here. The depot corner lights were a bit of a pain. I got them to fit, but I had to like rig them up there. What was actually worse was the side markers here from Depot. These did not want to go in, man. They were a disaster. I finally got them to clip in there, but not a lot of fun at all. And as you guys just saw, the struggle with putting in these brake ducts was tremendous. But I really wanted them in here just because I felt like there was a weird hole, a gap. Obviously, these aren't going to be so effective as brake ducts anymore because there's holes all the way around them. But I just wanted to make sure that the look looks pretty authentic. The one thing that I'm left with right now, and I'm still kind of debating what to do here, is we've got a gap between the front bumper here and the intercooler. There's supposed to be a mesh grille that goes here from the factory. I'm not going to run that. I love the idea of having the nice front mount, front and center there. I do, however, need to figure out something to put in here. So if you guys have suggestions, by all means, post in the comments. So I think it is now time to show you the front lip. Behold the Strassentech front lip. It's actually, I don't think it's an authentic one. It's got to be a replica because Strassentech doesn't make them anymore. I think they're an old tuning company from Germany. I could be wrong. You guys, I'm sure, will correct me. But I wanted something a little bit different. Everybody runs the same lip on an M3, and I figured this one was nice, cool. I like the carbon fiber insert. It's going to match that rear diffuser really well. So we've got a little bit of carbon up front. We got a little bit of carbon in the rear. It didn't fit well. The corners have cracked, unfortunately. And there's this huge gap here, which is going to drive me nuts. I'm not sure what to do about it, but again, what do you do, right? It's how it goes. This is fiberglass, so overall from the front though, it fits pretty decent, but I like it.
It's aggressive. I like the profile of it.
Yeah, you guys post in the comments, let me know what you think. I decided to close the hood and take a couple of photos for Instagram, which if you're not following us, make sure you follow us. And man, the more I look at this car, the more I fall in love with it. I think it looks absolutely stunning. However, I have hit a snag because after closing this hood, I realized that there is something wrong with the mechanism that opens the hood. The hood latch does not work. Can you hear it? Things are happening, but the hood's not opening. So I think sadly, we're gonna wrap this episode right here. And on the next one, you're gonna see us struggle trying to open this hood up. So thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, definitely give me a thumbs up. Think about subscribing and potentially becoming a Patreon member because every dollar helps us build badass cars like this one.
So make sure that you guys don't get shocked here because a lot of times it's always holding the wrong thing and
yeah.
So going hot
okay.
right now.
Okay.
So it should be going tick